Hey there, and welcome to the behind the scenes of the Rustic Songbird Podcast. I'm Lydia Walker from rusticsongbird.com, and I'm taking you behind the scenes of an interview on the podcast. I hope you enjoy this video, but before we get started, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy topics like this, we have new podcast episodes coming out every single week, and the behind the scenes will be here on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Also, if you enjoy this show, consider becoming a patron and supporting Rustic Songbird on Patreon. You can check out all the details at patreon.com/rusticsongbird. All right, let's get into today's show. My guest on the show today is Rob Balasabas, and we are talking about a cover song strategy to grow a music YouTube channel. Today, we're specifically using the tool Tubebuddy. It's a tool that I've used personally on my YouTube channel for several years. Really enjoy this. I tell all my friends to use it, and I've gotten a lot of questions recently about how to get more views on videos and specifically getting your music out, getting more views on your music videos, cover videos on YouTube, how to grow and get your message out to a bigger audience. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, a specific strategy for cover songs and for getting more views on your YouTube videos. So Rob, thank you for being on here and being willing to share from your experience, share some stories. It's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, Lydia, thank you so much. I was looking forward to this for a few weeks now, since before the break and everything, and excited to be here, share some thoughts, and hang out with you, and everyone listening. Nice to meet you all, and excited to chat about videos. I mean, nerd out and just geek out on this stuff for the next little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So thank you for your time to be here today. And I know video is more important now than ever. It's how a lot of us have been connecting over the past year. And so it's becoming increasingly important, especially live video,
Mhm.
making videos. And for musicians who may not have been able to travel and gig and
Totally.
do things in person, we've had to rely on video more heavily than ever and
Mhm.
really look at new ways to connect with audiences and
Yes.
to build up awareness of our music, especially as independent musicians who are promoting themselves and releasing their own music. And so I've gotten a lot of questions from people about how to even get started with video and, how to get on YouTube and build that audience from scratch. So that's kind of what we're
Yeah.
talking about today, is using the tool TubeBuddy to do that. So could
Yes.
you quickly explain what is TubeBuddy and what do they do?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so TubeBuddy is a software, it's a tool. There's the browser plugin, but also a website that you can log into. There's also a mobile app. But basically, we're a tool. We have over 80 different features or tools within the platform, all for YouTube creators. So whether you're starting out, or whether you are conglomerate media conglomerate, all sorts of YouTube channels use us. We have, I think right now, just reached over 5 million channels that have installed TubeBuddy. So that's what we do. And all sorts of different, basically as many different pain points that YouTube creators have, from researching keywords to split testing thumbnails to managing their comments and understanding data. Like that's basically what TubeBuddy does.
Yeah, and if people are listening that have maybe put a few videos up on
Yeah.
YouTube, maybe just put their toe in the water and haven't really set up a video strategy as far as how often they're releasing videos, or, even picking the songs that they're going to be
Hmm.
doing videos for, a lot of that can be decided through the keyword research of figuring out what people are searching for. And I
Yes.
think that was a very freeing idea for me, because before doing any kind of keyword research, I was thinking, what do I want to put out there, and
Hmm.
what do I think would be a good song? And if you just leave it up to that and don't look at the data, then you're just guessing. You're just
Exactly.
trying to figure out something without looking at the numbers. And so I think if someone has a YouTube account and they have the analytics of any previous videos, you can go back and see
Yeah.
what's doing well over time. So then you can get even better and plan out future videos. But for someone just getting started, I think TubeBuddy is a great tool to get started with. If you haven't used any kind of keyword research, they make it super easy, and you can plan out your videos that way. You can even schedule them ahead, and so you can plan a bunch at a time. So I've
Absolutely.
used it myself for several years. I even used it today.
Amazing.
So I want to pass it on to anybody that is looking to do more video and really wanting to scale it, take it to the next level, and have some tools to make it easier So they're not having to guess and not having to
Yeah.
do it all themselves. So there's a great free version of TubeBuddy, and there's also paid versions where you can get access to more features. So
That's
it's
right.
been a great tool. But specifically today, I want to talk about a cover song strategy for building up a music YouTube channel. So for a
Mhm.
musician who's wanting to put out some cover videos, what is the best strategy that you've seen work for music creators?
Yeah. It's a really great question. I mean, first of all, I commend all musicians. I think a lot of creators are artists themselves, and so we outside of just like specifically musicians, artists, creators. That's one thing that we love to see. When creators can grow a channel, grow an audience, and able to share their message. And obviously, most of that translates into business and all that stuff as well. But just that joy of sharing your message with the world and connecting with the community and stuff, I mean, that's just beautiful to see. So yeah, when it comes to musicians, I think one of the things you were mentioning there, Lydia, earlier, is that what one of the main things when people say like, what does TubeBuddy do, one of the main things we are trying to do is remove the guesswork out of being a creator on YouTube. Obviously you're an artist, you're listening to this, you're likely an artist, a musician, and so you really just want to create good music, right? Good. And so that's we hope that that's you can just focus on that. And there's decisions you need to make, which songs do you cover and all those things. But at the same time, we hope, I mean, hopefully you're also creating your own original content, and so sort of mixing that in, and you're becoming known for that as well. And so one of the things that you need to do is, of course, like Lydia mentioned already, is keyword research. What are the songs that are trending? What are the songs that you can create music for? Because I'm sure you can create music for a bunch of different songs. You can cover a bunch of different songs in your head, right? You want to do this and this and this and this. It's similar to other creators. I create tech tutorial content typically. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got all of this knowledge in my head. Like, it's not a problem of coming up with ideas. It's a problem of like picking one, because you
Yes,
have a limited amount of time each week, right? So
exactly.
like I have 2 hours here, a couple hours here, but I've got like 80 different ideas. Which one? So that's where you start. Keyword research. Understand not every cover song, when people search it, is equal on YouTube. Some are more search, some have more search, it's more popular, some are trending, some are more competitive, because maybe larger independent musicians are covering it as well. And so there's only a certain amount of spots, when people search, and when people search, if you're not in the first or second page in that scroll, people aren't clicking, right? So that's the first thing, is make sure that you are researching, you're understanding. When you do keyword research, what we'll try to show you, I mean, there's a lot of factors happening behind the scenes, but what we'll show you is the number of searches each month and how competitive the search that is. So if there's a lot of searches, awesome, but then maybe it's super competitive. So we'll try to even take the guesswork of, for example, for certain keywords, this is the minimum average views that you should have before you even think of ranking for this particular song or this cover song. So if you don't have this amount, like if you're getting, let's say, 1,000 views on average on your videos, but the minimum requirement to kind of get into the search results in the first 20 spots or so is 10,000 views, then you could still make that cover song, and maybe it really pops for whatever reason, but you're kind of like throwing it to chance, right? We're trying to give you data like, hey, you need
Hmm.
10,000 views on average minimum to rank. You have 1,000. So now it's on you as a creator. Well, you know what? I've got a really awesome cover for this song. I'm just going to
Hmm.
go for it. I collaborated with somebody, or, somebody else. There's other factors involved, but we just want to give you the data. You can decide. So that's the first thing. The other thing, Lydia, that I would suggest is also understand your audience, right? Understanding your audience. And what you may want to do, one strategy that a lot of creators make or do is creating playlists. And when you create a playlist, it doesn't just have to be your videos. So if somebody was looking for, let's say they're looking for worship acoustic music, right? They want to work, or maybe at the end of the day they just want some like worship acoustic music. You may want to, maybe you have your own original or your cover for that. And then you may want to then create, pick 20 or 30 other videos that are worship acoustic music from other channels, other creators as well, other artists, and make a playlist. Make sure that the playlist title is also searchable. So it's optimized for the title, just like you would for a video. And then also with a playlist, there's also the descriptions, right? So make sure that the description is also optimized. You're using the keyword in the description multiple times in natural language. And then that way, when people are looking, they may, like, for example, I use this example because I actually look up worship acoustic playlist, and then I'll listen to that while I'm working sometimes when I'm just doing emails or editing. And so understand that, because then that what that does too is playlists are searchable. So if somebody looks that up, it'll come up in search. Also, if people start listening to that, make your video the first video in the playlist. That way, when they click onto that playlist, when it comes up in search, they're going to listen to your video. Now they're going to listen, hopefully, again, understanding YouTube wants the audience, the viewers, to binge watch, right? They want to watch your video. YouTube wants that viewer to watch Lydia's video, and then another video, and just stay on YouTube, right? So if you make a playlist, automatically that's already doing the job. They're going to watch Lydia's music video, then the next one, and hopefully the next one. What this does is sort of like the next level is it's connecting similar audiences. So now I'm watching Lydia's video, and then I'm also watching the next artist video on their channel, and then watching another one. And so now YouTube is making a profile of who listens to Lydia's videos or watches Lydia's videos. And so, it'll now understand and start sort of connecting a web of like, hey, this person on YouTube that watches this channel is also watching Lydia's channel. So maybe let's suggest Lydia's videos to this person who watched all the videos from this other channel. So that's when you get your videos can start getting recommended and suggested by YouTube, right? So understanding how YouTube works a little bit really helps you in sort of that strategy. You're not doing anything more. You're not creating any more videos than you normally would. You're just positioning yourself so that you can then get YouTube to YouTube to do the work of promoting your videos, right? YouTube there's billions and millions of people watching YouTube videos all the time and doing searches, and there's nonstop, hours of consumption happening on YouTube. So you just need to understand how to get your video into that highway. And so just positioning yourself in a playlist, for example, if that's just the one thing you get out of this video, is that create a playlist with other creators, right? Don't be afraid of that, because that's what you want to happen. There is, there's a strategy of trying to generate your own views yourself through search, right? So if somebody searched Lydia Walker, obviously, hopefully Lydia's videos and her channel is going to pop up.
Right.
But what you want to be known for, or what you want to show up for, is when someone searches something more general, like, again, worship acoustic playlist, right? More people are going to be searching for that than Rob Balasabas or Lydia Walker, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to start showing up for that. The next thing is when people are searching and watching other channels similar to yours, you want to be the next up video. So like if you watch any videos right now on YouTube, watch a video. If it's on the mobile, or sorry, if it's on the desktop or laptop, you'll see, like, if you finish this video, YouTube will likely automatically play another one. You want to be that next one. So that's one of the ways to grow your audience. And then people start to understand, like, get to know you better. If you're doing music videos, hopefully you're showing up, they can see your face. We can talk a little bit about branding as well, in the banner and things like that, in your thumbnails. But yeah, playlist and keyword research to really get started.
Yeah, thank you so much for diving into how it actually works with YouTube and how they do recommend videos, and how it is important to rank in search and be on that first page when they're searching for things that are similar, that relate to your video. And you brought up a great point of try it as a user. How would you search for that term and what comes up? And what kind of titles do they have? What kind of thumbnails do they have? What would you personally click on? What looks interesting to you? That's a great gauge to see what are people going to like. Do they or how can you stand out and be different too with, I mean, thumbnails, if you see a lot of bright colors and maybe everybody's using red, maybe you use blue, or maybe use green or purple or whatever, like to stand out. Like maybe your branding could be different than what else is going on. Or maybe you see a lot of faces in the thumbnails that are in the top. A lot of times people will click on a facial expression. So there's a lot of little tricks like that you can do. And even like zooming in or like making your title on your thumbnail so they see what the song is. I think there's a lot of great tips like that. But also, as far as keyword research, you can type in the song, you can start typing in, and it will show you in a drop down what the top searches are for that. So you don't even have to finish the song title, and it will say this is what people are looking for. And it surprised me with a lot of cover videos that I've done on my channel. Sometimes the things that I rank for are, it's the more specific keywords. Like, for example, I had a video that really took off and I had no idea for a while, and it was a ukulele cover video of Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
I see that.
Yeah, and it has over 100,000 views.
That's
I think it's like
crazy.
115,000 views right now. And it just took off. It had been on there for years and just like picked up in the algorithm. But what happened was, instead of having the keywords be, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, that's super competitive, right? But it was Somewhere Over the Rainbow ukulele. And then that started picking up with other ukulele videos, other Somewhere Over the Rainbow ukulele covers. So that one video just took off and went crazy. And I thought, wow, like if this video can rank or this video can take off, then how can I do that with other videos? And so really the cause of that video going viral, that's what made me look into keyword research and ranking. And that's how I found Tubebuddy several years ago and have been using it ever since. But I realized when I was doing keyword research, if I add something to it, like add the instrument that you're using, maybe it's a guitar cover, maybe it's an acoustic cover, and you mentioned worship acoustic, like what are the things that people are going to be searching for that relate to what you're doing? Because you're teaching the algorithm and you're teaching YouTube, like this is what's in the video, this is what's going to relate to when people search this. This is what they're looking for. And so just having all of that metadata in place of like making sure your title is in the the title of the video, it needs to have the song name, the artist name. I have found that it's helpful to say guitar cover in the title or ukulele cover in the title. So being specific, can you go into long tail keywords for a minute and like how it's better to be more specific?
100%. Yeah. So especially with covers, like I see that one of your most popular ones here is like Lauren Daigle's, you say how to play on acoustic. Like that's amazing, right? Like that's how it has to be, like the title of the song, the artist, especially if they're like a well-known artist. And then I think like there needs to be a compelling part. So there's really two the way that we teach you, keyword research and keyword titling is there's two components to your title. The first part is the searchable part. So this is the keyword itself. This is what, this is what you want the algorithms to pick up, right? The keyword itself. So for example, you say Lauren Daigle, right? That's the keyword right there. Cause I'm sure I haven't done it. I haven't searched it, but I'm sure it's a popular search term.
It is. Yeah.
And then the second one here is, the compelling part. So this is like basically what happens when you think about it is like somebody will search, you say Lauren Daigle. Hopefully if YouTube picks it up and the algorithms pick up that video, now it's going to take that viewer to basically the search results. So it's going to see your video with your thumbnail with like a bunch of other videos that, have covered You Say by Lauren Daigle. Now, what you put here is how to play on acoustic guitar, right?
Which is very like specific.
That's like the very specific long tail. It's actually, if I'm looking at it on the desktop right now, it cuts off. It says how to play on acoustic, and then it's dot dot dot. So it's like, it's actually kind of cool, because now it's like, oh man, that's the one. Like, I know it ends in acoustic. I'm trying to learn how to play this on my guitar. And the thumbnail is you with the guitar, with the chord notes and stuff. Very smart. So now it's like, I get it, but I'm also still like, there's still a little bit of mystery. Like, what's the rest of this thing say, right? So that's really how you want it. So you want the searchable part of the term, which is what's going to be, hopefully YouTube will pick up. That's the algorithm part. That's the searchable part. The second part is to invoke some type of emotion, curiosity, like mystery a little bit, pique their interest. That's the second part. That's to get to entice that human being that is searching to click, right? So there's two things. The title is for the robots on Google and YouTube to pick up the video, put it up on the search results. And then the second part is to get the human to click. So the longer your title is, the longer your keyword or title, YouTube title is, the less searches are going to be happening each month. But that's fine, especially if you're starting, you're newer, you're smaller channel. That's fine. That's okay, because there's going to be less searches, but your chances of ranking are going to be better. And just by the mere fact that there are so many people searching and surfing through YouTube, you're going to be fine. You do need to start somewhere. So it's kind of like a game. Like, you kind of, like the way that I describe it is like, you're trying to build up your experience points, right? So you can't just say like, you say Lauren Daigle acoustic. It's like, that is so short, so specific, so general almost, that there's going to be a lot of other channels and videos that are likely larger. Lauren Daigle herself is probably like dominating that page, so you need to be a little bit more specific, because maybe your and this is again going back to keyword research. When you're doing your keyword research, you might have an idea in your head of what you want to create as far as a video, but when you do the keyword research, it might also identify opportunities for more specific videos, right? So if you're saying like Lauren Daigle cover, you say, cover song, YouTube may then suggest acoustic, or, specific, like something additional to that, right? Tutorial video, or, that sort of thing. And then you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like, I can do this. I was thinking of doing this on the piano, but hey, it looks like there's some searches for guitar, a guitar cover as well. Maybe I'll do that on the guitar instead. I mean, I can play the guitar, so let's do that. So then you start there, right? So those are the things, those are the decisions that hopefully keyword research will help you with right in the beginning, so that you're going to put as much time and effort doing a Lauren Daigle piano cover versus like a guitar cover, but the data tells you that your opportunity is better by going with the guitar cover initially. Now you can do the guitar cover first, because that shows that's opportunity there. Then after that, you can do the piano cover as well, right? The vocal cover as well, the a cappella version, you can do that. And you just like dominate all of that, and you can make that into a playlist. So then like if somebody is searching Lauren Daigle, you say cover or tutorials, then you have a playlist specifically for that song, right? You can make as many playlists as you want. I know I'm kind of bullish on playlists, just because the way that YouTube looks at videos and playlists is the same. They're a product. They're like they have a SKU essentially. They have a specific YouTube ID. So the way that YouTube looks at it is that basically, when somebody searches anything, YouTube can put up a video in the search results, or a playlist, or a channel. So they're all the same. So there's a lot of creators that actually they don't produce as much new videos, but instead what they do is they produce specific playlists. Just because they have such a big catalog of videos, they produce a new playlist, and that still is, to Google's viewpoint, active new content. And so YouTube is a machine. As long as you feed it, it likes new content. And so that's what you want to do. If you find, again, I'm like really like diving into the Lauren Daigle here, but Lauren Daigle, you can just create a bunch of different versions of that cover. You can then sprinkle in something different, maybe a tutorial like you have done, Lydia, like very smart.
Yeah, I've noticed that pattern has shown up in several of the videos in my top 10 videos that
Yeah.
are most viewed on my YouTube channel are tutorials because I include the chords that I'm playing. And if
Amazing.
someone is looking up covers to learn that song and maybe watch how you play it on the guitar or watch your chords or learn the strum pattern, they might be looking for the chords. And so I've found that adds value because people don't know me as an artist or a singer, but if they're
Mm,
looking up that specific song in order to learn it, if
yeah.
you're adding the lyrics, you could just put the lyrics of the song you're doing, or you can add the chords that you're playing, or even show a little bit of the behind the scenes of like, here's how I'm playing, or here's what the key of the song, anything that people might be coming to with questions. It seems to be really helpful. And those are some of the top videos on my channel
Yeah.
because I've included the chords just overlaid as an image on my videos. So that's
Yeah.
something you can do. If you know the chords already from those songs, you can just add to what you're already doing.
I love it. I love it. You know what? It just came to me. I mean, right now, it's at the time of this recording, YouTube Shorts is very, very, very popular. And I don't know if have you created any YouTube Shorts, Lydia?
No,
Yet?
I haven't
Not
yet.
yet. Okay, so this is what I would suggest because this works with other verticals as well, other niches in the video editing space, for example. So a lot of video editors right now on YouTube, what they're doing is they have tutorials, right? Like this is how
Mhm.
you do this specific transition or this specific effect, and it's like a 5 minute, 10 minute, whatever. Like it's a regular YouTube video. So what they're doing is they're uploading that full tutorial, and then what they're doing is then creating a YouTube short, which is only up to 60 seconds. But what they're doing is like they're showing off the end result of that like transition. So like this is the final product, like super fancy, pour over coffee or something. I've seen these guys make them. It's really cool. It's like, hey, it's like super cool, like transitions and zoom in and zoom outs and stuff with like
Mhm.
how to make coffee, and then they'll say like, hey, if you want to watch the full tutorial on how to make this transition, click the link in the description or in the comments. So they're basically like creating teasers, like a little
Yeah.
trailer using shorts,
Mhm.
because shorts is like it's very like YouTube is pushing it very hard.
Mhm.
Again, this is sort of off topic, but YouTube is very, very, very they're investing a lot of resources into YouTube Shorts in 2021
Mhm.
to because they're worried about TikTok, right? They're worried about that next generation of
Right,
like
that short content of like 30
short
seconds,
content.
60 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't want to lose it, and I don't know if I don't think they can afford to lose that battle for that short content and that attention for the next generation. So YouTube Shorts, if you're creating YouTube Shorts, yeah, there's lots of tutorials on how to do that. But if you're creating YouTube Shorts, YouTube is giving it a little bit more lift and boost. So take advantage of that as a
Mhm.
musician. But what you may want to do is maybe give a little bit of a sample, like a 60-second, 30-second sample, just like you would on TikTok. And then like of your cover song, like maybe a verse or two, and then
Mhm.
say like for the full music video, for the full cover, click the link in the description,
That's a
right? So
great tip because you can do that across platforms too with short
totally.
content videos. You can put that on all your social media. It could be on everything that you're promoting and send
Yeah.
everybody to your full YouTube video. So that's a great tip as well. I love what you mentioned about playlist as far as getting your music in the same playlist, like even making your own playlist of similar artists. Like
Yes.
maybe here's 10 different versions of this cover song, or
Yes.
it sounds similar to these three artists. So I'll put more of their music and then it kind of overlaps. You get some of their traffic of people that like that style, that
Yeah.
like that artist, and they might discover you from that. They might subscribe to your channel. They might watch more of your videos,
Mhm.
or you're just going to get more views from the people that are looking for that specific thing. And so that's a really great way to get your music out there. If people aren't searching your specific name, they might be searching for you as the artist. They're looking for that song or that specific thing. But how many times have we searched YouTube to find out how to do a very specific little thing?
Yeah.
And there's tutorials on everything literally. And so it's really about finding that hole in the market is what I call it. It's
That's right.
it's like finding that perfect uh combination of like what people are searching for that doesn't have a lot of competition. You want to find a keyword that really fits well with what you're doing, but it
Mhm.
is going to show up at the top. Maybe the top few videos when someone searches that term, they're going to find you. And then the great thing about that is like just do that over and over and over. Make it part of your workflow of making the new video. Like you can do keyword research before you ever make the video, and you know
Yep.
exactly what it's going to be. You can say that title at the beginning of your video, and that
Yep.
helps as well. You can
That's right.
say it exactly how you're going to type it out, so people know as soon as they click on it, that's what they're going to get.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Really. Playlist guy. Like mate, that's it. That's it. It's super simple. And that's the thing. Like if you're starting out too, Lydia, just, just a little word of advice and just from experience, don't try to do everything all at once. As long as your next video is better, a little bit better than the last one, that's it. That's a huge win. So yeah, playlist. And then as you do that, listen to comments, right? Read your
Yes.
comments, and there might be a request. You might be
Mm-hmm.
saying, like, hey, that's awesome, that's an awesome cover, can you do this song by this artist as well, same artist? And you're like, okay, cool. And then now you can start building,
Mm-hmm.
again, more playlists specifically for cover songs for this artist, right? So yeah, no, that's all really good. I like how you're doing. As a musician, looking at monetization as well, like what you're doing, Lydia, with tutorials and things like that. That's another way too. Like, YouTube is a search engine, so don't forget that. People are searching questions, they're looking for entertainment. If they're looking for, like, again, acoustic worship playlist, that's entertainment, right? They're looking for
Mm-hmm.
something to listen to enjoy. They may be looking for, a question like, how do I play this song on the
Mm-hmm.
guitar, right? So tutorials. So they're looking for questions. And so in those cases, you may want to take that same thing and then, create a tutorial if you like, and then say, like, hey, if you want to watch the entire thing of how I play this, here's my cover version of it, and then link to it, or like use the cards, right? There's like little YouTube cards, annotations that you can
Mm-hmm.
use as well. Again, thinking of like, okay, when somebody is here, what do they want to do? They want to learn. That's why they came to a tutorial video. Now where can I send them so that they stay on YouTube? But even more, if there's an opportunity, if it makes sense, stay on my channel to watch more of my videos. See, the
Mm-hmm.
way that it works too is that you don't get obsessed with, okay, in the first 10 seconds I got to make sure I tell people to subscribe and stuff like that and click the
Because
notification
they
bell.
will if they like it. Yeah.
They will if they like it. Exactly, Lydia. So right there. So, and also YouTube will do the work. So if somebody came in, they were searching for something, they found your video, they clicked on it, they don't subscribe, it's fine. Because what happens next is they leave YouTube, they come back, right? They go for lunch or whatever. The next day they come back to YouTube. They're going to start seeing more of your videos because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? YouTube is now saying, hey, you know what? Rob, he watched one of Lydia's videos or part of it. Let's see if he likes some of her other videos, right? Because they're matchmaking, right? They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
find videos for people so that people will stay engaged and keep coming back to YouTube. So work with YouTube in that sense. So why the reason I say that is because when you are, especially, of course, if it's a cover song, if you start the cover song and you're like, hey guys, it's Rob, make sure you subscribe, and then you start playing, it's kind of like it kind of
They haven't
breaks the
even heard it
vibe.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of breaks the rhythm. So when they click on it, just start, it's like a music video, start the music video. And then in the bottom you may want to have little like graphics saying, hey, subscribe and stuff like that. But again, sometimes people aren't looking at the thing at the screen, they're listening, right, while they're
Mm-hmm.
working. So again, understand the avatar or the persona of the viewers and the listeners.
Right, because they might
Subscribe.
listen to several videos before they decide to stick around.
That's
They
right.
might think, okay, I like what I've heard so far. I want to hear more from them. And then they subscribe. So it might not be before they hear the song. It might not be even in the first few videos. So it
That's
is good
right.
to ask and to have those opportunities
Yeah.
for them to subscribe. But you're saying that, YouTube will know what they're watching and even recommend your content to them later on if they watch part of it. So there's
Exactly.
multiple ways that they can find it.
Exactly. It's always good content is the best way to get more subscribers. So, but yeah, every now and then do the call out, maybe at the end of the video, or have some type of graphic at the end or something. But just focus on the metrics that are metrics basically is like the data. So,
Mm-hmm.
the metric that I like to watch is just watch time. So, how much of
Yeah.
a video will somebody watch? If you see the thing, if you're a music video, Most likely their watch times are really high because like if somebody starts a song, they'll likely finish it very close. So play on that, have a playlist, something that will like recommend that one of your next videos and so on. So yeah, you definitely use that. If you're running ads now, if you're a monetized channel, be cautious of ads. I mean, if you're running ads in the middle of a music video, that might that might be a deterrent, and people might click off. So just think of that as well. But at the same in the same breath, I am very sensitive to making sure that creators are thinking about monetization and business, and revenue, because that does sustain everything that you're doing.
Mhm.
If there's a business, if there's revenue happening behind the scenes, it's a resource that allows you to create better content and reach your people even better.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, one thing that I love to recommend to friends of mine that are releasing their own music, if you're putting a song out on iTunes and Spotify and Apple Music and all those places where it can be streamed, then any plays on a YouTube video you would get paid for as an artist for that recording. And so you could have a video that's a music video of your own song using that recording. You could have a lyric video. You could have a slideshow video with behind the scenes pictures of you in the studio. You could have 3 or 4 videos of the same song, just a different version of that, and then include those on your playlist, include those with similar cover songs. And that's how it grows, is just, getting creative within the structure of what people are looking for, what's entertaining, what are people going to enjoy, and how you can get your music out to more people, which is the big goal here, is to get it to the people that will enjoy it, will want to stick around and become a fan.
yes, that's right. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's exciting. I mean, it's even this year, obviously we're not able to do as many gigs and things like that for musicians and get out there to events and stuff. So another thing that I would love to just suggest here is also doing live streaming, live streaming and live shows. You can do that on YouTube. There's also other platforms where it can be a paid version, of course, so like a paid
Mhm.
gateway to get into the show and consume the content, so it's exclusive like that. But yeah, that's another thing I'd love to just kind of throw out there as a suggestion, because again, we want to make sure we like to see when artists get paid for their craft and stuff. So
Absolutely. And if people find you and follow you, they can, support you in different ways, whether it's buying your music or your
yeah,
merch or, listening to your
Patreon.
music, a Patreon
Yeah.
community. I think that's a great way for people to support you ongoing. And so, yeah, I want people to be able to make music that they love and also get paid for it and
Yeah.
make it more of a business and not just a hobby,
Yeah.
because there are so many creators out there who, are passionate about music, but maybe don't have a plan for making money with it. And so there's a lot of options out there, but this is one way to really boost your audience and get it out to more people. And so I think it's exciting that, video is going to be sticking around and it's going to be more important than ever. So if you have just barely gotten started, like now's the time to really double down. And if you have some videos out there, you might want to even go back and update
Hmm.
some older videos. Cause I've had some videos where now that I've learned more about keyword research and about search and ranking and all that, I've gone back to old videos and literally brought them back to life because I update the title and the description and the tags, and
Right.
then they get
Right.
found by more people. And so you can use videos you've already got. So don't feel like you have to start over, but you can just start
Right.
from where you're at. So I
That's
really
right.
appreciate your time to talk through this and give
Absolutely.
some ideas, some examples. It's really helpful. And I'm excited to see what people do with it, and
Yeah.
just, I'm really enjoying using TubeBuddy. And so I really appreciate you coming and talking about what it does and how it can help specifically musicians growing a music YouTube channel. I think it's been really encouraging just to hear kind of the process of thinking about ideas for videos and how to structure them to get found by the right people and the right audience. So would you please let everybody know how they can connect with you and see what you're doing as far as, maybe watching what you're doing on YouTube and getting some
Sure.
tips and pointers? Where can they
Yeah.
connect with you online?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for everything. Thank you for inviting me, and hopefully we get to do this again, maybe on the Two Buddy channels. But yeah,
Yes,
I
I'd love
enjoyed this.
to.
I enjoy this a lot, and I love your channel. I just love the heart that you have behind everything that you're doing, and reaching people in this format and helping them get their message out. So yeah, no, I mean, you guys can all reach me. We try to be as approachable, hopefully, and reachable as possible. So you can just copy and paste my name, because I have a really long last name. Copy and paste my name on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook, and just send me a message anywhere. At Tubebuddy as well. I'm one of the few team members that are on there behind the scenes. So if you send us an email, partners@tubebuddy.com as well, that will just go directly to me. So yeah, if there's any questions, any other collaboration opportunities, anything that we can help with, reach out to us anytime.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing. It's been great to talk with you and to nerd out a little bit on the YouTube side, and really excited to get connected with you. So thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks, Lydia.
Also, if you enjoy this podcast and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community to support us on a monthly basis. You can check out all the details at patreon.com/Rustic Songbird. That's patreon.com/Rustic Songbird to become a patron today. Thanks again for watching, and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.